to administer by the, it was not able to administer by the later Mughals. So the last Mughal emperor, it was the Bahadur Shah Zafar II. It was the second, died in 1858. It was died in 1858. In this chapter, we will discuss about the how does the English East India Company, which came as a trading company, became the supreme political power of India and continuously ruled over a country for more than the 200 years. 200 years. So what were the circumstances responsible for this, and how does they set up their empire? Britishers set up their empire in India. Britishers set up their empire in India. For this, the mercantilism, the expansion of European trade, this policy adopted by the Britishers, the origin of English East India Company and its power lay in the economic practice of a mercantilism popular in Europe at that time. According to the theory of a mercantilism, the prosperity of a country depends on its capability to produce more than it consumes and export more than it imports in order to maintain a positive balance of trade. So any of a country which has opted as the idea of a mercantilism, it has to increase their wealth by exporting. Exporting, when the goods are sent towards the other country, export of a material as compared to the imports. Imports, when we purchase, when we brought the materials from the other countries. So that country, it may be as only the prosperous, which country has increased the exports as compared to the imports. Increase the exports as compared to the imports is known as the mercantilism. The practice of mercantilism in Europe went hand in hand with the controlling over the overseas trade, for which the four important communities, British, Dutch, French, and Portuguese, they try to control over the whole of the world by increasing their trade relations. Because of their greed of wealth and greed of resources, they were moved towards the African and Asian countries. African and Asian countries. Such, why do they target these countries? Because these countries were divided into the smaller areas. Countries were divided into the smaller provinces, smaller areas, smaller states. And these states fought with each other for the extension of their territories. It was beneficial for the European to use such differences among the states and take over the control. Second thing, these areas are located in a tropical areas which are rich in agricultural crops. So those of the industries which were located in European countries, they desired the cotton. Such cotton preferably produced in tropical countries like India. That's why Britishers, they moved towards the India to make India as their colony. Overseas trade, which was almost wholly carried by the sea routes, was important in the practice of mercantilism. This process of mercantilism, it was increasing by the finding the way sea routes to India, and it was founded by the Vasco da Gama. Vasco da Gama, a Portuguese traveler, found the way how to reach in India through the water body. Before of him, in 1498, the Vasco da Gama found a way how to reach in India through the sea routes. Earlier, the most number of invaders which came to India, Turks, Tughlaqs, Ghaznavis, those Whatever those Chinese which were came to India, they came through the land route, to the northwest of India. Northwest, where now presently are Punjab, Rajasthan, these areas. To the northwestern, they entered in India, because in north of the India, there is a Himalayas which protecting India from the invaders. They protected India from invaders. Clear? So mostly they came from the northwestern frontier. But the European belong from the cool conditions, colder areas. They can't sustain in a desert. They can't move to the deserts of a northwest of India. Clear? So they opted, they try to find out a way of a waterway to reach, to approach towards India, for which the Vasco da Gama started their traveling and found a way after crossing the complete African continent. He finally reached in India in 1498 at Calicut. At Calicut. Mercantilism is a process in which the prosperity of a country, depends on its capability, Rhythm, at least sit at a one place, then you will again sit at a one place. Capitalism is a policy in which a country's prosperity has depends on its capability to produce more than it consumes. Whatever the demand in that particular country, as compared to the demand, as compared to the consumption, production is a more, means more exports comparatively the imports. More exports as compared to the imports is known as the mercantilism. Ruler was sent to attack your मनस्वी आप कहीं बाहर चले गए हैं. Only concentrate towards India, not towards other countries. So the Vasco da Gama, after their voyages, their way in a 16th century, Captain William Hawkins, it obtained a farman from the Jahangir to set up the factory at Surat. First factory, British factory, which was set up at Surat. It was due to the farman. Farman means the royal order given by the Jahangir to the Captain William Hawkins, which was a representative of the English East India Company, came to India in 1609. It came to India to obtain the royal farman, which was finally received by the Sir Thomas Roe. It was received by the Sir Thomas Roe in 1615. William Hawkins came to India to take permission from Jahangir, and Jahangir finally given the permission to set up the trade relations with India. This order given to the Sir Thomas Roe in 1615. Then the first English factory in Eastern India were established at Hooghly in Bengal, 1651. In 1651. So which of the areas which were administered by these European trading companies, which started to set up the trade relations with India, in which the Portuguese, they came earlier. Portuguese came earlier. They administered the areas of Calicut. Calicut now presently in Kerala. Calicut, 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 Goa, Daman and Diu. Goa is a state, Daman and Diu, they are present in Gujarat. These three areas are the cities earlier administered by the Portuguese. Second, Dutch, those who belong from the Denmark. D-U-T-C-H, Dutch, D-U-T-C-H. Yes, Kritika, like the prairies, which has produces the more as compared to consumption. Population is a lesser in a US comparatively the production. That's why the America now as the most developed country of the world. So let's continue. Dutch were basically set up their trading centers at Ahmedabad, Surat, Ahmedabad, Masulipatam, and Broach. BROACH, Badach. In Hindi, as a Badach, Broach, BROACH. In these areas, the Dutch were basically set up their trading centers. But later in stage, around the 17th century, Dutch left the country. Dutch left the country and moved towards the Southeastern Asian countries. But Portuguese, French, and British, they ruled for the longer duration, in which the Portuguese ruled over a certain number of provinces for a longer as compared to the Britishers. Portuguese freed the Goa in the 1980s. 1980s में गोवा को फ्री किया गया था. So it means in 1947 Britishers left the country, but in 1980s the Portuguese, they left the country. Now the next French were ruled over a Pondicherry, which is now presently as a Puducherry, and Chandarnagar, Chandernagore, Chandarnagar, in which the French were set up the first factory at Surat in 1668. 1668. And except them, the complete of India was administered by the Britishers. So English East India Company at their earlier phase. English East India Company at their earlier phase. I'm repeating again the mercantilism. Mercantilism is a theory in which the prosperity of a country depends on its capability to produce more than their consumption. It means more exports as compared to imports. Export, with the material go towards other country from our country, and imports are when we brought the material from other towards our country. Clear? When exports are more than it imports, in order to maintain a positive balance of trade, is a mercantilism. This is known as the mercantilism. Clear, Jayant Khajuria? This is known as the mercantilism. Clear? Now the English East India Company at their early years, the Captain William Hawkins led the first voyage of the English East India Company traders to India, and he sailed into the port of Surat, the main Mughal port at that time, on 1608. He eventually succeeded in obtaining the certain trade concessions from the Jahangir. As a result, trading post was established in Surat by the English East India Company in 1609. Sir Thomas Roe received the Farman. Farman is a royal order. Sir Thomas Roe received the Farman from Jahangir to set up or extend more trade concessions, tax-free trade with India. Jahangir, which allowed the English East India Company to set up more factories and trade with India. Thus, apart from the Surat, the English established factories at many other places, including Ahmedabad and Bharuch. In South India, the first English factory was established in Masulipatam in 1611. In 1611, the first factory set up at the south, Masulipatam, in 1611. The first English factories in eastern India were established at the Balasore, 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 Balasore in Odisha. Then Britishers, they developed three presidencies. They developed three presidencies. Presidencies were those areas, presidencies were those cities, presidencies were those cities, presidencies, Presidencies. I'm repeating again the spellings. Presidencies. Presidencies or a presidency towns. Presidency towns, Britishers developed a presidency towns. Those towns or cities which were developed by Britishers for their social, economic and political purposes. For their social, political and economic purposes. Economic, these were the port cities. These were the port cities. These were the port cities. That's why the economic importance. Politically, the governor generals, they were resided on such areas and influenced the politics. They influenced the rulers politically. And socially, they were resided in such areas as the permanently. They resided in such areas as the permanently. Clear? Permanently. And these cities were first Mumbai at present. Earlier it was called Bombay. Bombay. First is a Bombay, now called as a Mumbai. Second as a Madras. Now presently it is called Chennai. Now it is called Chennai. And third one is a Calcutta. Calcutta. Calcutta is now presently called Kolkata. 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 Earlier, when the Calcutta was developed by the Britishers, it was a small village. It was a village. Calcutta was a village lies on a banks of a Ganga river. Hooghly River. Hooghly is a distributary of a Ganga. So the Hooghly River. So that village developed by the Britishers as a presidency. Why? Because of their economic importance. Politically, they administration done through these cities. And the third one, they resided in such areas as a permanently. Clear? In 1698, the company got the zamindari of three villages by the Fort William and building the Fort William around the Calcutta. In 1698, English East India Company got the zamindari collection of land revenue from the three villages. These were the Sutnauti, Gobindpur and Kalikata. No need to write it. Kalikata as a Calcutta, write up. Britishers got the zamindari rights of Kalikata, which later in stage named as Calcutta. In 1717, the English East India Company was granted a farman by the Mughal Emperor Farrukh Shir, which reconfirmed their right to trade in Bengal, Bihar, and Odisha. Bengal, Bihar, and Odisha. So what is this? Earlier, the DAT company, which started their rule over a Surat, set up their factory at the Surat, then set up the 3 presidencies. Then afterwards, they taking interference in Bengal, Bihar, and Odisha. So the ruler Mughal emperor, it allowed them to the trade, to extend their trade with the other number of provinces also. So simultaneously, they started to influence the other East India companies also. Through the effort, through the extension of the Britishers, Dutch and French left the country. Dutch and French left the country, and the Portuguese were the delimit among the delimit. They were the finished their control over the Goa only the Goa, only Goa. Clear? Only Goa. So this was as the first part of the chapter, English East India Company, how it becomes as the trading company. Yes, Calcutta was the capital of Britishers till 1911. Till the 1911, the capital of a British Empire, it was Calcutta. It was Calcutta. In 1911, Britishers called the King George V, the existing monarch, to India to shift the capital from Calcutta to Delhi. Delhi became the capital of India in 1911. Areas of a Dutch includes Dutch were controlled over Ahmedabad, Masulipatam, Broach, B-R-O-A-C-H. Clear, gent? Broach, B-R-O-A-C-H. Broach. Now the second part of the chapter is struggle for the power. Britishers, which came to India in the form of a trading company, now they tried to extend their trade and to become as the emperor. The establishment of the trading companies by the various European powers in India resulted in a fierce competition and rivalry amongst them. All of them wanted to excel in trade by earning maximum profits. That is, each wanted to have monopoly, control over a trade. So for this, only the two possibilities were there. First, eliminate other rival companies. Eliminate. They can extend, the Europeans can extend their trade in India through the 2 ways. What were the ways? What were the ways through which Europeans can extend their trade in India? What were the ways through which Europeans can extend their trade in India? Europeans means British, Portuguese, French, and Dutch. What were the ways through which the Europeans can extend their trade in India? So 2 ways were there. Eliminate their rivals. Eliminate their rivals. If the French wish to extend their trade in India, they have to force others to leave the country. First is that to eliminate their rivals. I'm repeating again the question. What were the ways through which Europeans extend their trade in India? What were the ways through which Europeans extend their trade in India? Extend their trade in India. Yes.
सर जो जमींदारी राइटर है वो 1698 में मिला है कि 1696 में?
1698 में हो
मैम सर बुक में 1696 लिखा हुआ है.
1696 पेज नंबर?
सर पेज नंबर 11.
Page number 11. Page number 11. Where is it marked? This is the page number 11. 16. Okay, by 1696, it began building a fort around the settlement, and 2 years. Bache, this is as the factory. And 2 years later, it bribed the Mughal official into giving the company zamindari rights over 3 villages. 3 villages. समझ आया? Amarjot, read this line. 2 years later, in 1696, fort building in Calcutta. After their 2 years, their officials given a bribe to the company, the bribe to the Mughal emperor. उसे रिश्वत दी गई. Then the Mughal emperor Farooq Shir given the opportunity. Farooq Shir given opportunity to collect the land revenue, zamindari rights over these villages. So the year is a 1698, not as a 1696. 1698, 2 years later. Clear? So shall we continue? अभी यहाँ नहीं है, अभी यहीं है. Okay. So first one is eliminate their rivals. Second one, second reason. So have control over the political power. Have control, to have control over the political power. If you are having as a political power, then you can remove others from the country. And Britishers, they opted these 2 ways. First, at the early phase, they started to work against of the other European countries, sorry, European companies. They forced the French and the Dutch by take over their trade in India. Take over their trade in India. And the Britishers make some matrimonial relations with the Portuguese. Matrimonial. They married the ruler, the monarch of England, King John IV. King George, John, John IV. It married with the the Prince Charles II. Prince Charles II, it married with the Portuguese princess. So in the form of a dowry, Bombay was given to the Britishers. Bombay, it was given to the Britishers in 1661. So the existing monarch of Britain, Prince Charles II, married the Portuguese princess in the form of a dowry, the Bombay given to the Britishers. Bombay given to the Britishers. That's why the Britishers not affected, not attacked over Goa throughout the 200 years. Throughout the 200 years, till the independence of India, they not attacked over Goa. If we compare the condition, Britishers, they were in a much better condition comparatively the Portuguese. If they can consider, they can force the Portuguese to left the country. But due to the matrimonial relations, they were not affected Portuguese. But they forced the French and the Dutch to leave the country by take over their trade in India. So there started a struggle to have the greater colonial possessions. Attacks by the 18th century, the British and the French got established as the 2 major western powers in India. The Portuguese lost their control over the Indian trade, and Dutch too had been defeated and had turned towards the spice trade in the Southeastern Asian countries like Indonesia. Now towards the power. English East India Company struggle for power. English East India Company struggle for power to take over the power, Robert Clive, it done their tremendous efforts to extend the British territories in India, to expand the British Empire, for which the Bengal was the first. Bengal was the first which was conquered by the Britishers. Conquered by the Britishers. By the Britishers. Bengal was the first which was controlled by the Britishers at first. Bengal was one of the richest provinces on the Indian subcontinent. The English East India Company had been granted the right to duty-free trade. This is as a concession, right to duty-free trade by the Mughal Emperor in 1717. This right was being misused by the company for their private trade. The company made the huge profits by buying the cheaply and selling at a higher price in Indian markets, thereby eliminating all competitors. The state under Nawab Ali Vardi Khan consequently faced a huge loss of revenue. Ali Vardi Khan, existing ruler of Bengal, faced the large number of the losses because the company stayed free trade, tax-free trade. It was misused by the company's officials for their own beneficial. The last powerful Nawab of Bengal, Ali Vardi Khan, succeeded by his grandson Siraj-ud-Daulah. The British began to fortify Fort William at Calcutta. Simultaneously, the Britishers started to set up the fort construction at Calcutta. So Fort William at Calcutta was mounted guns on the walls of the fort. Siraj-ud-Daulah asked the British to immediately stop the fortification and pay revenue. He wanted to check the gross misuse of free passes of dastaks, to check the gross and that exempted the company's goods from taxes. He also misused to give more trade concessions and privileges. So what were the reasons, what were the issues of conflict between the Nawab and Britishers? What were the issues related with the conflict between these two powers? They take over the trade in India. Rivals French and Dutch, these two communities which were also trading with India, they control over their trade. Britishers took the tax-free trade concessions from the Mughal Emperor, which were not given to the other companies, but Britishers given as a bribe to Mughal Emperor. As I told you, in 1698, when the 3 villages given by the Mughal Emperor. So through these efforts, those areas which were earlier trade with the French and Dutch, these were taken over by the Britishers. If the material will not given, then why should the company will stay here? Then companies move back towards their countries. Those companies, they moved back towards their countries because of raw material manufacturing for manufacturing purposes not given to the French and Dutch by the people. These areas take over by Britishers. Clear? This much for today. Rest we will do tomorrow.